Hello crafty friends, welcome to another card making video. Today I am going to use another one of my crafty charity shop haul items, and that is this Woodware craft collection stamp set, and it is called Boho Feathers. And we have, as the name suggests, some boho feathers and a couple of sentiments. This one is with love, and then we've got thinking of you. And to get started today, I used the feathers to stamp and heat emboss on this piece of Daler Rowney mixed media paper. So I stamped them all over in embossing ink, and I sprinkled over metallic copper superfine from Wow. I also used a couple of other stamps from my random stamp sets. This is a little twiddly stamp, and I stamped that in between the feathers where there were big gaps. And I also used this little starburst type stamp and added that here and there just to fill up gaps too. If you want to know more about the heat embossing process, I've got lots of videos on that. Check out my Heat Embossing 101 playlist. I'm actually going to cut this into 4 pieces, which I will eventually chop down again with some stitched rectangle panel dies. And I've cut it down so that I can do some different colouring techniques on these. And for my first technique, I'm going to use these indigo blue Eco Vivid inks. I've got primary red, primary yellow and primary blue. And I'm going to start by mixing a greeny blue, hopefully. So I'll pop some yellow in there and some blue. That's very greeny green. So we'll add some more blue. So we'll use that to get going, and I'm going to colour the outside in between the feathers, etc. It doesn't matter if I go over the copper embossing, it will resist the watercolour. I want to go around the outside of the feathers. And I'm going to try and keep the edges wet so that I don't get any harsh lines forming. Got to work quite quickly with something like this. What I do want to do is take some of the blue and drop it in here and there so I get some variation. I might also drop in a little bit more yellow in places, again for variation. You can only really drop in colour when your colour is still wet. So don't wait till it's dried to try and drop in another colour. So I'm going to drop in a little bit of yellow here and there. And a bit more blue here and there. I just want to have a quick look over to see if I've gone over the lines in any places. I could quickly mop up excess paint. And then also make sure I've gone up to the lines everywhere. Right, I'm happy with that. So that's colouring technique number 1. I'll leave that to dry naturally. I think there's a bit of dust or something there. I'm just going to try and pick that up because that will make the paint dry strangely and unevenly. Now I'm going to use the same colours. Pop them on my mat though, because I'm going to do some smooshing. And now I've got my mini smoosher. And that's just an ink blending handle with a domed sponge blender on it, covered in a plastic bag, which is held in place with a hairband. And I can use that to pick up colour. And I think I'm going to colour on top of the feathers this time. I might add some colour in between them. So I've smushed on some blue and now some of the tealy turquoise that I made. Maybe a bit of yellow for variation. So this is a very inaccurate way of colouring, but it's a really lovely, energetic, arty, bouncy way. And you can clean your smoosher off if your colours start to mix a bit much and you're not getting individual hues. You could dry in between each colour so you reduce the colour mixing. I quite like the colour mixing in this case. You can add colour in between the feathers. You could use a different colour for that. So we've gone from something quite fiddly and accurate to something quite energetic and chaotic. So for this one, we're going to use some shimmer sprays. These are DIY shimmer sprays. This is mica powder. I will link to the videos in which I make these. I'm just going to spritz this one with this blue mica powder shimmer spray. I'm going to add a bit of purple. Obviously, the colour shimmer sprays that you have will give you different colours and different effects. And a bit of teal in there for something a little bit different. This is quite a muted colour palette. And you can see how, because it's quite watery, the shimmer sprays are pooling around the embossing. I'm going to leave that to dry naturally so that some of that pooling has a chance to dry and create interesting shapes. And for this last one, I have got some Tim Holtz watercolour pencils. You can use any watercolour pencils, don't have to be Tim Holtz ones. So I'm going to colour in very roughly my feathers with the pencils, trying not to disturb the embossing because these are quite a hard medium, so you don't want to scrape the embossing off. But I put some cracked pistachio there. And then towards the middle, I'm going to add a little bit of peacock feathers. And then at the end of the feathers, I'm just going to add a little bit of chipped sapphire. So we've got greeny blues and a deep indigo type blue. I'll take some clean water, or at least some water that is slightly coloured, but in this colour family, and hydrate those colours and let them move about as they will within the bounds of that heat embossing. I do have a video all about different ways to colour stamped images, and I will leave a link to that down below as well if you're interested. So I'm happy with that. Maybe a little bit more, where's it gone? Chipped sapphire down here. And I'm now going to colour the rest of those with the same colour pencils, just to keep life simple. If you want to add a bit more of a particular colour, you can always scribble it onto a piece of scrap paper and then use that as a palette. You can hydrate it with water and pick it up with your paintbrush and drop it in wherever you feel you need it. So I'm actually going to paint this one with the cracked pistachio before I add any peacock feathers or chipped sapphire. So we'll add a little bit of chipped sapphire there. I don't need an awful lot. It's a very strong colour. Drop that in at the ends. Same with the peacock feathers. You can get those to blend by just bringing in a bit more of the cracked pistachio or just a little bit of water. And I'm going to combine techniques on this last one. I've put some extra cracked pistachio there, hydrated it with some water, and now I'm going to pick it up and smush it in between so we get a bit of colour in between the feathers. And I can pick up a bit of peacock feathers as well, maybe a bit of the chipped sapphire, just very pale, but it adds that little bit of something extra between the feathers, which is what we've got on the other three that we've done. And I'll dry that with my hairdryer. And once it's dry, if you want to, you could add a little bit of detail, some strokes or something with your crayons. You don't have to hydrate these with water, you can just use them like regular crayons. If you want to sharpen these to get a bit more of a point, you can use a blade to scrape off some of the pigment to get a bit more of a point, but don't throw that away because that is pure pigment. You can add water to that and use it as a paint. Right, I have actually given this a helping hand to dry with my hairdryer because it was taking forever, but that looks fine. You can see how the sprays have pooled. I'm going to give it a little bit more of a squirt with the teal one. And that's the last of that, so I'll need to make up some more. But I want a bit more teal on there. And now I'm going to dry that. So they're all dry now. I'm happy with them all. I'm going to use this stitched rectangle die to cut them all down to size. Because this is a little bit smaller than my panel, means I can choose exactly where to cut from. I will put the washi tape on the die, but so it touches the outside of the pattern and doesn't stick to the middle and lift off any of the sprays. Okie dokie, I have cut them down and I've put them on card blanks. I think they look quite striking. As there's quite a lot going on already on these cards, I'm not sure about adding a focal point. I think the backgrounds kind of work as they are. So I've chosen some bold sentiments and I've cut the word from rose gold foiled cardstock, so pale copper, and I've cut their outline from the same card that I used to make the card blanks. I've chosen Celebrate for this one because it's got a very energetic feel. Similarly, this one has got a happy birthday sentiment. This one, I thought Thanks. There's a natural break here in the featheriness, so the sentiment could sit there. But for this one, which has a much more sombre colour scheme, I'm going for Miss You. Right, once I've stuck all the sentiments together, we'll place them. To stick the sentiments together, I've got high-tack white glue on my silicone mat, and I'm adding it to the back with my glue dotter. I'm not bothered about getting a little bit of glue on the front because I can wipe that off later. I do seem to have lost the dot. No, I don't. There it is. It's a miracle. The dot for my eye. So I can put that on now so I don't lose it. To clean any glue off the front of my foil, I'm just going to wipe over it with a damp baby wipe. So let's start with the Thanks, as we know where that's going to go. I'll just pop my rule of thirds acetate grid here. Again, if you want to know how to make one of these, I've got a video linked below. And that sits really nicely there on that intersection, so that really is the perfect place for this. Now for the Miss You, we could have these like that, like that, like that, and it could go in the middle, or rather like that. Again, it sits quite nicely amongst the feathers. Could go up there. Could go down there, could go in the middle of this side. I like it in the middle actually. I think it sits well with the swoop of these feathers. Yeah, I think that's the right place. So Celebrate, we could have it here. It sits quite nicely on the feather there, or it could go up there and that feather draws the eye upwards. I'm going to take that off and hold it at an angle, I think up there, because there's this gap and it doesn't cover up too much of any of the feathers. Could go right in the middle. Actually, I'm going to do that. I think now I can see it on the card. I think it will look nice a third of the way down, but in the middle of the card. And our happy birthday. I'm thinking there. I think it's more readable like that. It's sort of sitting on that third line down and then stretching across the whole of that panel. So I've got them hanging over the side slightly. I think that works. As usual, I'm tempted to add some rose gold coloured dots using some of this card, but there's so much going on already that I don't think it needs it. It'll just overwhelm everything. So I'm going to leave them just as they are and let the feathers be the star of the show. Right, thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's given you some ideas and I hope to see you back here very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.